Hey guys, so I'm back for another chit chat. Um, Hope everybody's well. I'm doing pretty good. I just seem to be under a bit of psychic attack lately, and I have my suspicions on who they are. You get these people that wish they wish you no harm. I mean, they wish you no good. They wish you harm because they're not able to control you. And a lot of times, it's not the people themselves. That's what you have to understand. A lot of times, it is their demonic possessions. And yes, I did say demonic possessions. So, I know that's an old fashioned notion, and a lot of us who grew up, in the church or in other types of belief systems are fully aware of demonic possessions and entities. And then we have those of us who have turned our, attention away from the old-fashioned belief systems of religion, and we don't want to have anything to do with those terms, right? But demonic possessions and dark entities go back beyond religion, and they extend outside of religion. You can call them whatever you want. Last time I talked about the archons. And the archons, they do come from a tradition of Gnosticism. But they have a little more sort of like futuristic, technological background. They also sort of correlate with Metatron. And this is not going to be a long session. I promised myself that. So before I start rambling, let me get to the agenda that I do have. Let's see what I got here. Hang on. Got to put my glasses on so I can read. Okay. So, energy attacks, right? Like I said, I've been feeling quite a few of those lately, and I kind of have an idea of the source of mine. But again, they can, come from different sources, and they can attack you in different ways. So you have, emotional attacks, you have psychic attacks, you have physical attacks. And the point for these attacks, a lot of times, it may not even be that these people or entities are specifically mad at you. They may just be mad in general because of what you represent, or the light that you have, or the energy, or the influencer or affector that you are energetically. So even the people who are doing the attacks, they don't even always know, or consciously feel that they're upset at you. They're open channels for these entities, demonic possessions, demon possessed. They come from all over the place. You can be associated with, like, I really don't want to bring up a whole bunch of different factions. I'll come out the closet a little more as I record different sessions. But you have secret organizations that aren't so secret anymore, and they have a long history. Everybody's seeing different movies now. We've seen, what was that really good movie, Lovecraft? And so you have generations of people who have energies on them. And these energies are already sworn to attack certain types of energies. And this is all impersonal. So you may bump into somebody who's affiliated through bloodline with certain types of energies. And when those energies sniff you out, then suddenly you are under attack, okay? And it may not even be personal. This other person may think that they really like you, love you, whatever the case, but they'll find themselves being bad luck for you, right? So like I said, so maybe I won't go deep into archons today, but let's just say, because this is kind of my, current weather right now, I'm feeling energy attacks. But here's what you do. You don't sit and continue to, just trip out over the fact that, I'm being spiritually attacked. I'm being psychically attacked. You do the work, and the work is to rise above it, or actually, I don't like rise above it. I like move through it, right? So the goal and the task is to move through this psychic attack, or emotional attack, or energetic attack. And so how do you do that? We talked about this last time. You raise your vibrational frequency, because the point of these entities, again, it may not even all the time be something specific. The point just may be to lower your vibrational frequency, because you're moving ahead. You're doing well. You're getting to a place where you're about to wake up and activate more of your superpowers, so that you can manifest. And sometimes it's not even about manifesting. That's like the cherry on top. That's the benefit of what you are doing outside of your own personal egoic desire for, whatever manifested life you want. This frequency that you emit when you are aligned with a certain type of energy, you see, you are channeling energy from, it ain't just above either. We always like to say above. It's not just above, because it's an interdimensional, energetic, multi-parallel universe, heavenly, type of atmosphere that you're drawing energy from and depositing it into the earth planetary, three-dimensional, four-dimensional frequencies that are moving and pushing us into a new Jerusalem, again, a fifth dimensional frequency. We're terraforming that, okay? So it's not always about me and my personal life. That's like the side story, right? The universal theme is we are anchoring energies into this grid. And so again, if these entities can get you off balance, if they can lower your vibrational frequency with fear, with worrying about something, with depression, with anger, those real intense dark emotions, loneliness, even petty stuff like gossiping and envy and, false pride and all of that good stuff that we've been, warned against, then you lower your frequency. And now you're reacting to what these dark entities are feeding you, you see? And you're getting off balance, okay? So again, the key is you got to recognize this stuff, and you got to go in and you got to, focus on things that make you, feel good, like genuine things that make you feel good, genuine things that make you feel good, right? Okay, not quite 10 minutes. I really want to keep these under 10 minutes and then just come back with more, do another one for 10 minutes. But, that was good. I'm going to talk another time about the Gulf of Aden. That was somewhere around 2015. I know I should research before I get on and start talking, but sometimes I don't have time to do that. And so in somewhere around 2015, between 2014 and 2016, there was a huge news story, continuing news stories about the Gulf of Aden. And the Gulf of Aden, my little curl hairs that just, I keep messing with them. Um, Go look it up. Go Google it. So, I don't want to tell the story here, but I will tell it later. But I was really into that kind of stuff, because I've been into this for a very long time. And I got this story that I got to tell you one day. I was sitting in front of my life was crazy at this time. I just started like really channeling heavy 2 or 3 years before that, like heavy. My Kundalini had awakened way back in the, oh Lord, that was before, no, it was maybe around 2000. And anyway, at this time I was, I was living this, I call it my dark polarity initiation, or my polarity initiation. So anyway, even though I had been a vegetarian since I was like 18 and, really healthy and stuff, this was a period I was going through. I was in a relationship with somebody who was kind of dark. And I don't even drink soda, but I used to wake up in the middle of the night and roll down the street. I was living at my family house because we were having family issues. And I would roll down the street to the 7-Eleven at maybe like 2 a.m. because I would wake up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something, right? And I was sitting in the parking lot drinking a Dr. Pepper. That's the story. That's the part of the story that always cracks me up because I don't even drink sodas. And I just, my health, my diet's just been very pure. But my dad used to drink a Dr. Pepper when he was alive, so maybe that was why. So anyway, I was drinking this Dr. Pepper and staring off into space. Smoking, I had picked up smoking. I don't smoke anymore. Before, when I met in this relationship around 2011, I met one of my karmics and I started smoking tobacco lasted for maybe 3 years or so. So I was smoking these, what were the name of those cigarettes? They sure were good. I kind of wish I could smoke one now, but I can't. I don't even think they make them anymore, my sister told me, but they were these really nice, good 100% tobacco cigarettes with a gold tip on them, if anybody knows, and they came in a little box. So I was smoking a cigarette, drinking a Dr. Pepper, and I looked up into, the sky, because I was just on my craziness, right? And honey, I was heavy on Oracle, Visionary, that's a whole nother story. Always been on that. I'll tell you the background about that another time. But I was looking up into the sky, and suddenly, I swear to God, I wasn't on any kind of, wasn't taking anything. I don't do drugs. I've smoked my share of cannabis, but I don't do drugs. I was looking up in the sky, and suddenly it just opened up, and I saw masses of this like black energy just pouring out in swarms. It looked like a whole swarm of like thousands of spiraling blackbirds, maybe, or just a big mass of something black, right? And I was just like, oh my God. And so I started getting all these downloads because I was like, what is that? And it was just crazy, right? So I was like, okay, this is nuts. So, I tell this to my sister and to my ex, who then was my partner, my lover. And the next day, and all of us are pretty supernatural. And so the next day we're in a grocery store. No, we had drinks at happy hour over at Hoff's Hut I'm originally from Long Beach, so this was in Long Beach. So at Hoff's Hut, and we just started seeing the weirdest stuff. Like people just started acting so like different. You could tell that they weren't quite, and this is new. Like now you probably are like, yeah, I see that all the time. And back in the day you see it all the time. It was that movie by the movie with Denzel Washington that I always used to reference, where he sings "Time is on my side," and it's the demon jumping from like body to body. That's what it started to look like. You started to see like people just out of character and then snapping back in character. And again, it wasn't just me, because my ex, he was with me the whole time. We'd be in the grocery store, and I'm like, somebody would just walk past you and they would just like freak out, like, and then go back to normal. And I'm like, did you just see that? And he's like, yeah. So this was a period when I was noticing. Now, this story has gotten way too long and I'm off the point of what I wanted to talk about, but that's okay. The point is energy attacks, demons, archons, which I'm going to get into another time later. All of these are in the same vein of getting you to understand these attacks that you come under daily. You could be in a perfect mood, happened to me today. Perfect mood, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, you starting to feel anxious. You starting to doubt yourself about things. You starting to get a little tinge of depression, and you're wondering, where is this coming from? I haven't even talked to anybody. I haven't even been outside, right? Now, we know it could be the pulses of their electromagnetic, frequencies coming from, some people think it's 5G, particle accelerators, again, 30,000 on the planet. But also, sometimes it is actual entities that are attacking you, okay? Interdimensional entities. So again, the way you deal with that, now there's a lot of things you can do. Use whatever tradition you feel comfortable with and that comes, that you come from. I have, my tradition, obviously, but I don't just mess with Christianity. I mess with all kinds of stuff, dark and light. But this is the one that I was raised, and my ancestors were, very, very fluent in. So I find it culturally and spiritually to be, it's like a language. Like you can speak a lot of different languages, and you feel, but your home language might be English, and that's what you feel the most comfortable talking in, right? That's kind of how it is for me. But again, I jump. Back in the day, I studied all religions, and am very well learned in different traditions of not just religion. I just got back from Jordan. I've been in the Arab world. We went to Dubai, Jordan this summer, but I've been to Egypt. I've been all over the place. Buddhism, I still consider myself to be a Buddhist. All kinds of stuff. So all I'm saying is find whatever speaks to you, and it doesn't have to be the same one every time. It depends on your multidimensionality. If you're a shaman, you shapeshift. You don't do just one, matter of fact, you don't, when you're aware of the matrix, you know that you don't just roll with one particular demonstration. You got to keep shapeshifting. And there's a reason for that. So they don't get a lock on you, right? You keep switching up your it's like a cloaking device, right? Because they can get your lock frequency wise. But if you're shape-shifting your cells, shape-shifting your molecules, shape-shifting your DNA, shape-shifting your energy, they can't get a lock on you. That's why they want groupthink. That's why they want sameness. So that they can that's why they want you to want to fit in and be normal. So that they can keep a lock on you, right? And keep you vibrating in that same field, okay? But you got to switch it up. And sometimes that you have to do it with your behavior. Switch up what you eat. Switch up where you go. Switch up how you present yourself. But use whatever you feel the most comfortable in to address these interdimensional, extraterrestrial, And some of them go, like I said, the archons are ancient. They're ancient. We'll talk about them one time. But they, they come and attack your frequency. And it's not personal because, as I've said many times before, and I'll talk about this in the future, I've been writing a lot about this over the last, decades really, but again, recently. You don't even exist. You're not even significant as an individual in the way that you think you are. This is a game, right? This is a game. The ego is a device that you have to play this game like a character in a video game, a Sims character in a video game. You don't exist except as everything, as all, and as consciousness. But you have an ego that creates a personality that gives you an identity in this construct, this game. All right? So, when you're under attack, sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It's not personal. This has to do with your vibrational frequency. And that can be passed down. If you come from a family of spirit workers, that can be passed down. And you're under attack just because you are of a certain lineage who actually is influencing and affecting the frequency of Earth without you even being aware. That's for a whole nother day. Okay, so we are at, oh my gosh, I'm at 21 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go, but when next time I come on, I'll talk about a few more of these things, including the archons in detail, like where they came from, as well as get back on this time travel thing because it's huge. And I've been telling people again I know I say this all the time, I get on people's nerves. But I have to let people know this is not new to me. I'm not just waking up. I'm moving to my next level, but we've been talking about this thing for decades, literally now. So with that, I will wish you guys well. Again, don't forget to just do what makes you happy. Connect yourself with entities and beings that you know to be of a high vibrational frequency, and then ask for their protection, as well as endow yourself with positive, happy, joyful, blissful energy that disallows for these entities to put you in a fear frequency and lower your vibration so they can parasite, suck off of your energy, and scramble your signal. Okay? Okay, guys, take care, and until next time, talk to you later. Peace.